if we have the large samples, that means our pairs under the related samples, they fulfill the condition of n into n plus 1 by 2. If that is greater than 20, we can approximate the testing of hypothesis about the median difference using the normal distribution. So students, I will be giving you the demonstration onto a real life problem that how we can make use of that condition to apply the z-test or the normal approximation onto the related sample. So the problem in hand is the data which is being given before you. These are the measurements of the heparin cofactor 2 to plasma protein ratios in a group of patients at baseline and 5 months after hemodialysis. Test that the two measurements are same at 5% level of significance. Students, as you can observe that there were 12 patients in total, and their before and after the hemodialysis values are being shared with us. That means it is a related sample. The procedure to test the hypothesis under the Wilcoxon sign rank test for the large sample is that first of all we need to calculate the pair of hypotheses. We would have to construct them. So MD is equal to 0, whereas the alternative hypothesis is that it is different from 0. The level of significance is not given to us, so we'll assume it as 5%. The test statistic would be to calculate the expected value of t and the standard deviation of t. Now expected value of t or the mean of t is equal to n into n plus 1 by 4, whereas the standard deviation of t is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 24. Taking its positive square root will obtain standard deviation of t. The next thing we need to do is to construct the z. That is a standard normal variable which follows the normal distribution, the 0 mean and standard deviation 1. So z may be formulated as t, which is the test statistic, minus its mean divided by its standard deviation. So the first thing we need to do is to calculate the difference between the two values. So students, अगर आप 2.11 को minus करें 2.15 से तो ये आपको negative value दे रहा है 0.04 as in difference. Similarly, you can calculate the differences for all the 12 values, and as you can see that the 10th value is exactly identical, so its difference will be 0 and this particular value will be eliminated from the total sample of 12. अब आपने सबसे पहले क्या किया, आपने इनको absolute ranks assign किए हैं. अब स्टूडेंट्स अगर आप देखिए हमारे पास जो most minimal value है यहाँ पे वो है 0.01 and it is appearing 2 times. 0.01 with the negative sign as well as with the positive sign. क्योंकि हम negative sign और positive sign को के regardless हमने assign करने होते हैं ranks, क्योंकि ये absolute ranks हैं. तो अगर आप इस value को rank assign करेंगे ये होगा 1, इसको assign करेंगे तो 2. आप दोनों values को क्योंकि आपने exactly same rank assign कर रहे हैं तो आप इसका mean लेंगे. So 1 plus 2 is 3 divided by 2 values which have the same rank. So ये आपको देगा value 1.5 and 1.5. And similarly you can calculate the rest of the ranks. Once you are done with that, you will have to regard that how many positive ranks and negative ranks are to be summed. So T plus जो students आपके पास आ रहा है 13.5, whereas the some of the ranks with the negative signs are 52.5. Sample size को आपने 1 less किया क्योंकि एक difference exactly 0 था. Expected value of T अब हम calculate करने जा रहे हैं. It is 11. That was n into n plus 1, which is 12 divided by 4. That gives us 33. Similarly, the standard deviation of t will be n, which is 11, into n plus 1, 12, into 2n plus 1, 23, divided by 24. That gives us a value 11.2472 after taking the positive square root of this observation. So, students, now we need to formulate z. So, z कैसे निकालेंगे? T. अब अगर आप t देखिए तो we were given with two kind of t. एक आपके पास t plus था और एक t minus. And we know that the smaller observation is to be taken out of the two. So t plus was smaller. So that was being assigned to t. Yani कि t is equal to t plus and it is equal to 13.5. So 13.5 minus the mean, which is 33, divided by the standard deviation, which is calculated as 11.2472. Z की value students हमारे पास आ गई minus 1.734. Now once we have obtained this value, we need to compare it with the tabulated value under the standard normal table. तो स्टूडेंट स्टैंडर्ड नॉर्मल टेबल में जब आपके पास अल्फा 0.05 होता है तो आपके पास जो वैल्यू आती है z alpha by 2 that is equal to 1.96 and as we know that it is a two-tailed test, तो two-tailed test में आपका critical region होता है z modulus greater than z alpha by 2. That means z modulus is greater than z.025 और p 0.025 के लिए जो वैल्यू हमारे पास that is 1.96. Now students, once we got the tabulated value as well as a calculated value, we would have to make a comparison between the two values. So minus 1.734 का जब आपने मॉडुलस साइन लिया तो वो आपको दे रहा है पॉजिटिव वैल्यू. तो 1.734 as it is not greater than 1.734, it is not greater than 1.96. So that means it does not fall in the critical region. Therefore, H naught will be accepted. And we can conclude that there is no difference between the two measurements.